Hello everyone, we are with Brian David Marshall and his friend, Randy Buller. Oh, okay, we're in front of, how do you call it?
Cafe Noir.
Or the Cafe Nowhere, depending on...
Cafe Noir, get a try?
Cave Noir.
Cave Noir.
Cave Noir. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so Rich Hagon, because that's your real name. And BDM. I've been doing the boot thing myself in French a few times. How do you guys find so many things to say and so many interesting things to say?
We like talking a lot. I mean, I love talking about Magic. I mean, when I'm not in the booth, I'm doing podcasts or writing about Magic. And I've been involved with the game since 1994, and I have told all my stories to everyone I know. So, like, I get to go in the booth and repeat myself to people who haven't heard them already.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, there's a saying that broadcasting is really easy. You just talk.
It's not.
You think of something to say.
Yeah.
That's the line. But look, the thing is, in one round of the Pro Tour, you have 250 matches. So maybe you have 600 games of Magic. And 600 games of Magic, some fun stuff happens. Times that by 16, and that's how you getting poisoned for 20 with a 1-1. Alright? And that's like one of the craziest stories from this weekend.
Well, actually, the best story I heard from this weekend is Corey McDuffie is playing in day one of the Grand Prix. And he has a precursor golem. His opponent has no creatures. Corey's at, I guess, 8. His opponent Tainted Strikes his precursor golem.
Yeah.
And then burns the Impure.
Oh, that's so good. 369. Good game.
So you are saving this one for the broadcast, I guess?
No, that's a free one for you, Antoine.
Oh, thanks a lot.
We have a little stash of Hall of Famer only stories, basically.
Keep it for yourself.
Yeah, it's
like too many embarrassing things for us that you guys know. So, do you have any kind of preparation? Like it's gonna start soon? Are you?
We're about an hour away. There's been a lot of preparation going on. We just put together a show about the quarterfinals. We've just been, we're looking up on the web and looking for interesting things about the semifinalists, pulling up stats.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of start working towards a Pro Tour maybe about a month in advance. Round about then you start maybe pulling up the PTQ list of who's going to be there, who's won PTQs around the world. Then you start, I mean, not so much at this one, but you look at the Player of the Year race, you think about who you might like to cover, you imagine scenarios where what happens if there are 4 French players in the top 8, for example. Yeah, well, sure, but that in itself is a story, because there'll be so many great French players. Who's the next generation of French players and so on. So you're always looking for stories, and Magic, let's face it, full well, is packed full of thousands of incredibly smart and articulate people. So you just have to look around and listen a lot. I mean, we do a lot of listening as well as a lot of talking, right? So
you guys are a very good combo. Like one talks, then the other. You don't need to do some signal or anything, even when I'm asking you questions. That's a good duo.
Brian David Marshall.
Yeah.
We're actually kicking each other below camera. You can't see that.
That's what I was doing with only like one hand. You put your hand on the other ones, then you remove it, and that's his turn to talk. But you guys don't need these kind of cheap tricks.
When we started in San Diego, I mean, it took us a show to get our feet under us. I mean, there was certainly a little bit of back and forth as we sort of figured out the cadence.
There's a rhythm to it, right? And just like any marriage, when because you are a partnership and you understand each other's rhythms increasingly.
Okay. Like that's how you became like the stars of the Pro Tour. Like players that are new stars, old timers, but you're basically on every top 8. Like people get to know you, want to listen to you, like you're kind of the stars of the top 8.
Well, the star of the top 8 is always the Brad Nelsons or the Paul Rietzels, or it's always the next guy. I mean that's really the stars. We're the
myself.
people who are the Wells. I mean the Hall of Famers, obviously.
Just kidding. Yeah.
But our job is to introduce you to the stars of the game. And never put ourselves.
Let's be
before
completely
them.
honest. The best compliment we get is that no one notices that we're there.
Yeah.
No one thinks, who's the Brit, who's the American, I don't know that, I don't like this, I like that, oh, I can't wait to hear more from that. You're just out of the way, because all we're trying to do, Magic is a game of talking. You know as well as I did that at any tournament you play a round, then you talk about Magic for 3/4 of an hour, then you play another round, you talk to another 15 guys about the game. All we're here to do is bring you at home into the conversation that we get to have because we're standing here. We want you to be on our shoulder having the conversations that we're having.
So it's natural.
And make you want to come to Magic Weekend, right? Our goal is to have everybody who wants to play Magic come here and no one be at home to listen to us.
Yeah.
Because if you're not here, you really missed a great weekend. I mean, that's true. Every weekend, this weekend more than any other, I think.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you like the Top 8 webcast, you can still see that when you're here, right? We always put it on in the arena, so you know you can't really lose.
Yeah.
But here you also want to play PDQs, side events, and. But between the rounds, you're happy to go and listen to you guys.
Go and check out the top 4, the top 2. Yeah, and we've got some pretty exciting storylines again, as we always do, because Magic ultimately it's a game of drama. Because every single match you ever play, 2 people enter, only one goes away with the win, and that's drama right there. That's conflict. You can't lose. Great.
You're selling it well. Okay.
What we do.
So this is the top 8 area. Wouldn't you guys want to be part of this as players?
I've been as close as the top 16 of a Pro Tour.
Pretty good.
I mean, it was a team Pro Tour, so it's really like a top 32.
Pretty good.
I've played in about 4 or 5 Pro Tours. I got to 13th, I think, at Pro Tour New York, 2001, with my friends Eric Kesselman and Brooke North. I've made day 2 of a GP a couple times, and you know it's a lot of fun. But I mean, that's I play Magic more than some of the people you see in the top 8. I play Magic almost every day.
Yeah.
I play a lot. I have friends who play Magic, and that for me is the way I enjoy competing. Mm-hmm. And I like watching people who are much better than me and have much more dedication to the art of winning a competitive game of Magic than I do. I love watching them do what they do, and I love learning from them.
And I think also, I played competitively at GP Toronto for the first time in 5 years, and I worked so hard, and I went 12-4 with no buys,
pretty good.
33rd on breakers. And I had a chat with Martin User, and I said, you know what? I know the difference, because when I work really hard and everything goes well, I'm around top 32. When everything goes well for you, and you work really hard, you win. And I've been around enough people like Martin and yourself to know the difference between me and the people I talk about.
Yeah, but I think you guys are wrong on something. Like, you need to not play for fun or to play with the wish of winning for a long time. Like, playing for fun or playing competitively like 2 months and then going to an event is very difficult very different and very difficult. Like, you need to play years and years trying to improve a lot.
Yeah.
That's all the work.
And we're often a bit busy around about Pro Tour.
Yeah.
And also I think I do think that, not to give away my age, but I think it's a young man's game.
You're 25, I know it.
It's a young man's game in terms of the amount of focus that you need to bring every round for 10 rounds in 1 day of a Grand Prix, for 8 rounds in 1 day of a Pro Tour. That level of focus to bring it constantly, to play mirror matches that go to time, and that's something you really need to be. Is best left to the 19 to 22-year-olds out there.
The constantly woods.
Yeah.
So there is no chance to see you playing.
I would never say never.
Like,
I would never.
Would you like to?
I would love to. I would love to have. I would love to play at Worlds. I would love to make the top 8 of a Pro Tour. I would love to make the top 8 of a GP.
Okay, maybe you will.
Maybe.
So I replace you. First I learn English. I replace you
We'll
next
both
time.
have to work very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Very,
worked
very
out
hard.
that currently I'm on pace. I have 5 lifetime pro points. I'm on pace for being eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2371. So campaign starts now. Vote for me in 2371
I will.
for Hall of Fame.
Can be sure I will. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Antoine,
Antoine.
thanks.
And I
Take care,
enjoy you
everyone at
later
home.
on. Everyone is following you. Be good.
Take care, everyone.
As usual.
Bye.
Bye.